everyone, the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications down below if you haven't already. Hey folks, Kevin here, and welcome back to another episode of the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Behind me as usual, the beautiful wagon wheel, and hopefully a little wisdom up here. I put a little video out yesterday, a little 1 minute short one, about the energy and me feeling, not feeling motivated, but it is basically a mental block of not being able to sit in front of this camera and really come up with any material that I find to be valid. But today I guess I just might as well talk about maybe the why behind that and see if other people aren't sort of kind of walking down this foggy road right now, because I certainly am. There's a lot of confusing energy inside of me, which way to go. It seems like a lot of older things from the past that, again, I thought I have kind of set down with these bags are now resurfacing again, and I just wanted to maybe lean into things that are going on. Astrological reports, I don't know too much about that area other than what people are saying. We're in between two eclipses, full moon energy is going on along with some other planetary transits. The more that I've driven down this spiritual road, the more I do believe in those sorts of things, because again, there really are no coincidences at all. The energy that is going on right now is about bringing up past emotions, healing up old wounds. So to me, that is absolutely happening in real time right now, and not just with myself. Other people in my life are really spun up, is a term I use quite often, and one individual yesterday, my ex-wife, I had spoke about, kind of witnessing an ego death in real time a little bit with her, and man, she was saying some things yesterday that really had me worried. Gave her a break while my son was over there this week, so I brought him over here last night and went and picked him up from school and whatnot, but I don't like hearing some of the things she's saying, and it's not that she's directing blame or being cruel to me. She's being very cruel to herself and struggling, feeling the, we kind of go through this too. Some of us talk about, what would it be like in the world if I wasn't around sort of attitude. And it seems like during times of ego death that really seems to come to light, or at least it has in my mind at times, because of how frustrating and daunting it sometimes feels to go down these roads, and where seemingly there's no end in sight. And like I said earlier in the video, even with myself right now, there is some old crap spun up in my head, and I'm rehashing old arguments with my former partner and things like that. And it just, I know there's there's a purpose behind it, and it's to get us into this our own ego death, so we're not sitting there rehashing old conversations that are completely meaningless at this point. Not that they're meaningless, but there's no point in doing it, is what I'm getting at. But I suppose the point in realizing it is there are some more core wounds that need to be looked at and addressed. I found a new book. It's called Twinflame Codebreaker. It actually popped up in my Amazon feed. It's not that I was truly drawn to it, but I was just kind of curious about some of the things in here. And I suppose one thing that I would talk about what this book provides, it's much like my diaries here, or these vlogs, they call them, it is a depiction of what somebody went through in their journey. So I was really kind of curious about it. And one thing that I've found recently in the last few days that I've been doing is, again, judging my former partner. And there was a section in here, why do humans judge? And here were the top 5 reasons that, after this person he took a poll of a group of people in a survey. And so why humans judge. Number 1, belief systems, conditioning and what they were taught. Something we know a lot about if we're diving into our past, with parental figures and things like that, societal norms that we thought to be normal but are not how we should be living. Number 2, ego, the need to be right or the need to be in control. Number 3, fear, afraid to let go and afraid of change. Number 4, protection, putting up walls in order to not let their own guard down. And number 5, holding grudges, the inability to forgive. Now, as if, it isn't without some irony that while I was reading those, guess who I was thinking about? Her. Oh yeah, she's this, she's this, she's this. And I set the book down and was thinking in my head of ways that she falls into this category. And all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, this is me to a T. These are the exact same things that I'm trying to break down within myself. And that completely shut off the dialogue at that moment in time of me, again, what this section was about, judging her. And it's been a good shift. It's been a challenging shift though, because you don't really realize how big of a mirror they're holding up to you until you really dive into yourself and understand that all of these things that I have been angry with her about are things within myself that I absolutely need to address on every single level, because those are the only things I realistically have any sort of control over healing. So it was a good realization, and that, I'm not reading these books to come up with a faster solution to reunite with her or anything like that, because the truth is, I don't know what the hell I signed up for prior to coming into this body. I don't know what's in the cards. And back to this what I can control thing, the only thing I can control throughout this journey is me and my actions and my reactions and things like that. So that's why it's so important to me to discipline myself and be completely honest and vulnerable about this journey as it is, because I can't sit here and stare into a camera and fluff up a bunch of bullshit to people and sit there and say, oh, I've got this perfect recipe to bring you back together. That reality to me doesn't exist until it actually exists. And the thing is, how the hell would I know if it's even going to exist? I have no idea. First time I've done this before. First time I've been down this road. It's probably not the first time I've been through the dark night or anything like that because of my past traumas, but at the same time, it's something. This is a path I've never been down before, where there's no communication, constantly being rejected by that person in the beginning, and even as of recently too, and at the same time having this just tsunami of emotions that need to be released from myself to become this version of whoever it is I agreed to become. All of that kind of hangs in the balance. And what I realized after just reading those 5 seconds, it's like, you know what? I'm still judging her. I still have those thoughts in my head about her where I go and rehash old conversations, which is just so fucking stupid, because it is such a waste of time. Such a waste of time. There's times, and I know I've commented, or I've not commented, I've talked about this, where I've been living in soul just to come back to the other side, to being back in my ego again. And I know that pendulum is going to sit there and swing back and forth over and over again until each of these things, as they get brought to the surface, kind of get knocked out of the park. But at the same time, it's like I haven't put out too much video content in the last few days, just an absolute mental block. And I don't know if it's telling me to just slow down and take a break, perhaps, but much like you're hanging in between these two eclipses, that's how it feels right now for me in a way. It's odd, just some old energy that the only purpose to me that it serves right at this moment in time is just to show where I still need healing, and then looking forward to getting on the other side of that, because it's tough right now. My narcissistic ex actually reached out to me a few days ago. So on top of my ex-wife, her, dealing with the whole breakup with my former partner, and just all sorts of different emotional stuff all at once. It's been a rough go the last few days. It's been foggy, and some other people in the comments section, and especially in the videos I've watched about the planetary shifts, are really talking about that. And I don't think you need to turn on your TV set to know how fucked up society is currently at this moment in time. I mean, there was another mass shooting last night again. Just, it amazes me how, I shouldn't say amazes me. I can see the writing on the wall as to why, but how little people value life and living anymore. It's it's a really, I don't know, just like endless wars, endless killings. Life holds no value, I guess is what I'm getting at in the eyes of a lot of people. And I would be willing to bet that our mission at hand as individuals is to reestablish that flame, that light in life for people around us to believe in something again. Because there's moments like these when, you turn on the news, and I know the news has its role of making life to look far worse than what it is, but when it comes to, people taking other people's lives like that, it I don't know, empty, soulless people just with darkness behind their eyes that feel compelled to kill. And I can't align with that in any way. Trying to see the good sides of life, even during the hard times. You can build yourself up during those tough times, because that inner strength that you build to get through these hard times is what, at least what I've appreciated when you get on the other side of it and you begin to feel that inner guidance system take over. But there's moments where you're going to be tested again and again, and I would like to sit here and say that it's going to get better, but there's going to be, I feel, some tough times coming up on the horizon, some very challenging times, which is why this work that we're doing to me is so damn important. And it might not seem like you're doing much, but you know what? Smile at somebody today. Say hi to somebody that you wouldn't normally say hi to. Talk to somebody. Reach out. Do what you got to do. We've all got big hearts, and we've got a lot of good energy inside of us, and the world is going to need that, and the people around you are going to need to feel that, because it's just, I'm not in contact with a lot of people, but the people that I am in contact with, it just collectively seems like it's a giant shit show right now for a lot of people, questioning things about their life, questioning, even their own existence. And so I realize this was just kind of a video of me rambling on and on, but you know what? Sometimes that's where my best information comes, is just off the cuff like that. So I hope all of you have a great day. Again, do what you can to uplift somebody's day to day, including yourself. It has to start there, that whole self-love thing, because it all starts with us, whether we want to admit it or not. So the sun's always behind the clouds. That's what I'm getting at. All right. Later, guys.